Hello, back to Sage here on the Sage channel, and guess what? Star Citizen updated! Actually, like a month or two ago, but I never got around to making a video. I played it and recorded a bunch of random stuff, but I never actually sat down and said, let's do a 2.4 video. But with the next update right on the horizon, I figured it's about time that I need to actually say what's happened here, because the next update is going to change stuff even more than this update did. So, what's up with this update? Well, first and foremost, we're going to actually go to our hangar. So, go to hangar here, yes indeedy, and we'll go through a nice little loading screen here that I'll edit out. And the first thing you might notice in your hangar, even if you have spent thousands of dollars on stuff in this game, basically subscribing and getting the little monthly perks, or just tons and tons of ships, even if they're already in the game, they're not here in your hangar. I mean, even the little random stuff, if we look about, isn't here. What's going on? There's no little cool random stuff. What are these? Yes, indeed, you can now edit stuff. So you got edit points. I've just left-clicked on that, and now you can say, well, let's have a trophy case right there. An item pending, it'll teleport in, ta-da! And now you can actually go to each of these surfaces, and if you have bunches and bunches of crazy stuff like this, you can go ahead and put stuff in there like that. It's a little trophy thing, and I can click on this one and put something else in there. Let's do that. And it even tells you when I was to click on another one of these, it'll go ahead and tell you that, hey, look, this is currently attached to the trophy case, but you can click here and it'll move it to the other spot. So it should, yep, be moving it over. Coolio. And of course, you have tons and tons of other stuff. Like this is a wall mount where you can mount a wall something, like a towel rod, which I have. I believe this is the Squadron 42 sort of towel. Yes, indeed, it is, which we have a use prompt on, which I don't actually think that does anything. Very interesting. And we have another wall slot here where we can just move the same thing down, apparently. Or maybe that was the same connection point. Anyway, pretty cool. There's a lot of stuff you can tweak and move and put in everywhere. Let's see, we can even put a bunch of, these are all just boxes for models that you can just toss about. So you can decorate your area however you please. Pretty interesting. Okay, moving on from there, because not everyone's going to care too much about all that stuff. By the way, any of that subscriber stuff or spend real monies and get, once the game is further along, you're not going to have to spend real money to get any of that. Just remember that. You'll be able to go out and find it in the world and buy it with in-game credits. Okay, so we have a size 1 to 2 vehicle mount here, and we can go ahead and select a vehicle and pop in, well, any of these vehicles that would fit there. Let's go with the Saber. I adore the Saber. It is currently my favorite ship to fly, and it is a goddamn looker. I didn't do an extremely close look on it because, well, the lighting was a bit dark and I couldn't get a good view on it, and I was a bit out of it. But anyway, here it is, and you can actually see there's these little mount points on it as well, so now you can actually modify your ship. So no longer do you have to use that sort of holographic table you might have seen in the past, which was the clunkiest, worst thing ever invented. You can now just go up to these and say, hey, look, that is a power plant slot, so let's click on that. And we could go ahead and switch it out for any of these other power plants. Now, unfortunately, right now, mousing over these doesn't give you an idea of the power differences from these, but the point is you can actually swap a lot of this stuff out. Like, this ship usually has size 2 repeater lasers on the front. Basically these, but smaller. I've gone ahead and removed those. I went ahead and removed the mounting point, all just by clicking on this right here, so I can click on that. And you can see I could go ahead and put like a size 3 gimbal on there. Give it 1 second. There we go. And you can see now it's put a weapon on it, but now we have these 2 little dots. They're a little hard to see, but now we have these 2 dots. So we could click on this and put any other size 2 weapon in here. So we could put this Badger repeater thing in here instead, which is the same kind, apparently. Whoops. But yeah, I prefer to just have all locked to the center gun, so we're just going to go ahead and say remove on that gimbal, and then we should be able to just find a weapon that we'd want to put in there. Was it the broadsword? Let's go ahead and just try to put the broadsword in there. Yep, that was it. Broadsword. Powerful, powerful weapons. Personally, I'd probably want more of these. Anyway, that's pretty cool. You can do that for like all of these different coolers and stuff like that. Again, no stats next to all these. In the future, maybe it'll show that, or you'll just have to memorize them all. A little bit confusing right now, but the game is definitely progressing quite a bit. And we've glitched our head through here, but you can see all cool interior metal stuff. Oh, and I think we can glitch our head through here, yeah, and see the missiles for half a second. Anyway, that's all pretty cool, and you could do that for, like, everything in the hangar. And in fact, we could even find that center mount point on the ground here. We should be able to find it at least. And you can go ahead and remove the ship from your hangar. There it is, right like that. So we can click on that size 1 to 2 vehicles, and just say at the very top, remove. There we go. Ta-da! So you can go back to having nothing in here. Very awesome. Anyway, with all the explanations of how you upgrade your ships and whatnot, we're now going to go ahead and head to Port Olisar. I should say that not just Port Olisar, but also, well, we might as well show it. Let's have a slightly longer video. Let's go to Area 18, Corp, which in the next update I think is still going to be in the game, but sooner rather than later, aka sometime within the next 2 years. Hardy har. That's not their time frame, that's just the one I'm guessing at. This is actually going to be on a proper full planet, because if you don't know, Star Citizen's planets, they're going procedural, as in, you're going to be able to explore the entire surface of an entire world. And boy, oh boy, am I ever excited for that. I'm hoping to God they have procedural tech too for interiors of skyscrapers, because God almighty, I want to be able to explore everything. Why? Because I do. Because I want to be able to say, hey, this room 112 in skyscraper 445, that place is cool. If you meet me up there, I've been stashing stuff in a cargo locker there for the last 2 years, and nobody's found it yet. That sort of thing I would adore. Maybe they wouldn't be able to stash stuff, but you could be like, this is my private little room, or maybe you could even rent out the rooms and have a whole system. I don't know. That's all me wishful thinking, but they are going procedural with planets. And now I'm going to skip the rest of this loading screen. And there we go, a bunch of initializations there. And we are now on Corp Area 18, and hey look, everyone's not just running around in armor anymore. In fact, if I was to do F4, you can see that I have some, well, more standard clothes on. I can never remember how to... Oh no, I held control. Now I'm on the ground crawling like a fool. Nope, stand back up, Sage. Stand back up. I can never remember how to rotate my camera around. It used to be something like insert or something like that, but now I can never seem to get it to work. Was it Z? That was it. It was Z. Z. And there you go. So you can see I've customized myself a little bit. Not too many clothing options I'm too happy with, but that's why we're here, is to look at more clothing options. So let's go ahead and press F4 again, get back into our first person, go through the security post. We're going to press F12 to get rid of our little chat screen. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Gonna clear me through here? I guess I'm already cleared, aren't I? Because I don't have that fully implemented. Ta-da, Corp. You've all seen it before. Nothing's really changed here. Medical units, job area there, nothing really there. But the weapons area here, for one, we can now go inside here. Now, you could do that before, but when you go inside here, howdy, you can actually see, well, for one, other people running about, but for two, you can actually go up to these weapons, and you see here I have an inspect option, and I scroll my mouse wheel. I believe ARM actually has a lot of stuff like this, but you can scroll your mouse wheel here, and DayZ, and go to inspect, and if we were to go ahead and press F on this, your character kind of looks it up. Well, picks it up and looks it over, I should say. And then after a minute, we can press F again and put it back. Or we can go ahead and buy it, and it tells you the amount of in-game credits you say you can buy it for, the AUEC, which is Alpha UEC, which means every time the game updates, expect all of your money to be wiped, and probably all the things you bought to be wiped as well. By the way, isn't this just the coolest looking gun ever? And I currently, yes indeed, do have it equipped, and I can unequip it. If you unequip it, it just means it's not on your person. By the way, you might notice when I picked up that gun there, my character sort of changed for a second to look slightly closer to that person, because I actually own a few of these suits. Stop bumping me, mate. It's not cool. A few of these suits, including this one, which is pretty expensive, which I have. I can go ahead and just press F4 or F on that, and ta-da, I'm actually wearing it right now. Pretty damn cool, if a bit over-reflective, and poly count is very, very obvious on the helmet from the angle right there. Yikes. Anyway, pretty damn awesome stuff. Let's go ahead and just do unequip there, so we're back in our civilian garb, so we can show you some other things. Lots of stuff here. You can go ahead and buy a lot of this stuff, like these are already equipped. You see prices and UEC for everything, basically, so you can actually start buying and whatnot. It doesn't look like you can actually sell, unfortunately. Or if you can, I haven't figured it out yet. But let's move on to Kasaba Outlet over there. So we're just going to run across here right away. And this place has been here for eons, but finally it's actually open. So we can go through the door, and it's not quite as nice as I thought it was going to be, honestly. From the outside, it's Kasaba Outlet. Oh, looks like it's probably, pretty suave. They got like this dark red in the background, a lot of darker colors for the clothing. Cool, and it's just red and white, very bright. Not too keen on it, but you can see there's tons of clothing options. So like this, we could say, well, let's try it on. Let's press F. And then our character puts it on and turns around like, huh, that's cool. Well, if we decide we actually like that, we're going to mouse down to buy. We'll press F on the buy option. And in the future, this deliver to option right here, you'll be able to click that and say deliver it to this place or that place. And it'll deliver it to a storage cache. But right now, you can only just pretty much put it on you. You can't store stuff elsewhere. So we have equipped now. We're going to say confirm purchase. Ta-da! And now we only have 2,311 AUEC left in our account. But we should have it equipped. Actually, I don't think we do. Okay, there we go. Yes, we do have it equipped. Almost a little slightly Imperial style. Anyway, pretty nifty. You can see there's a bunch of other stuff here. We can try on 1,000,001 different things. We can even use our mouse actually to control our character a little bit here, but can't really do too much. And you press F again just to get out of that. Pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool overall. I don't like that. Not too many of these that I'm actually too keen on, particularly the pants as well. I'm very much not exactly happy with them. I think this one, do I already own it? Yeah. You see, equip now is the other option instead of buy. So if you already own something, you just go back to it and say equip now, and you'll just put it back on instead of having to pay the money again. Was this the one I was... No, this isn't the one I was wearing earlier. And actually, that's not the one I was meaning to aim at. Oh, yeah, that's definitely the one I had earlier. It's equipped now. Anyway, that's that. You can't really talk to the shopkeepers or anything yet. They got some staff doors here that just don't open. Hopefully in the future we'll be able to hack those and explore even more, because of course I want to go everywhere in the entire universe. And then we have more of pretty much the same. In the future, the game is actually going to be adding a new area called Grim Hex, which is going to have more clothing options, and it's supposed to be a more piratey area. Even though I'm not too keen on piracy and stuff, I think I'll be spending a lot of time there because I adore its art style. Anyway, that's about it for this area. Let's go ahead, head back to that elevator we spawned in, and now we're going to actually head into the persistent universe, or the mini persistent universe. As it's slowly growing, it's going to just become the full persistent universe now, which is pretty awesome. We'll actually be able to see the universe grow out sort of from this one hub planet. Very, very cool. So let's hop back over here. Howdy, howdy. Click on this little icon here and go to Port Olisar. There we go. And in the future, once they actually get proper planets in, instead of doing this, you'll actually have to hop on a transport, like basically a bus, and go from planet to station, which is going to be bloody awesome. And here we are at Port Olisar. What are we doing in a bed? This is a very odd elevator. So when you get to Port Olisar, there's no elevator to teleport you magically around between different places. No TARDIS elevator. You just sort of wake up suddenly in a bed. That's how you always seem to spawn at Port Olisar. And I guess in the future, you know, this is sort of how you'd spawn. Then you'd take that transport down to Area 18 or fly over to Hex area yourself. I forgot its name, Grim Hex, there we go. Anyway, Port Olisar has had a little bit of an update. As you can see right here, it's not just a straight run down right here. Now you actually have a little waiting area up here, and I think one of their plans is to expand this out so you can actually explore all of Port Olisar, because right now you are at a very, very small area of Port Olisar, believe it or not. Pretty beautiful screen though, absolutely adore it. Reminds me of Deus Ex in a lot of ways. Chairs remind me of airports, sort of almost 80s, 90s. Oh, by the way, this is apparently a vitamin D screen, so it'll give you your vitamin D for the day, just in case, you know, the sun doesn't properly give it to you or some silly bullocks. I'm not sure exactly how that works. I just know on Earth you go outside to get it. And yes, I did just try to climb through a window and succeed. And almost glitch through the floor, because apparently that's how I roll. Anyway, Port Olisar has changed a little bit though. Not just those areas up there, but if we were to run around over here, you'll see this huge selection. Sichui 987, Ashkar Ltd, North Star. Oh god, we're not going through all those. Anyway, you can see this is the same place, Kasaba Outlet, now up on Port Olisar with a nice industrial ceiling. Of course, I could go and spend 3 hours staring at every little thing here, but this isn't that kind of video. And you can see we have little checkout screens. None of this works. Again, can't talk to this guy, but it's pretty cool. And more shoes. I didn't actually show this down below, but you can actually go ahead and buy shoes as well. Which currently I just have like the blackest shoes I could find. These 6 are the same as these 6, just in a different order. And then the same shirts. I think it's actually the same exact selection as down on the planet, it's just not duplicated as much. They'll be adding more stuff as time goes on, and like I said, Grim Hex is going to have its own style of stuff. They're even going to have something better than ugly baseball caps. It's sort of like square-topped ones, or square-topped, flat-topped, harder-edged ones. I'm probably going to wear those so I don't have to run around without a hat. Also, apparently I unequipped my shirt at some point, like a fool. Hold on here. That's just not acceptable. Do I own this one right here? Yes, I do. I'll just put this on. There we go. Hello? Well, it is still an alpha game, so obviously some things... There we go. Took a minute. Yeah, some things are going to be a bit finicky because it is, of course, an alpha game, and yes, my screen did just spaz the frack out because I was trying to do Z and look about. Anyway, Port Olisar, if you don't know, this is where you sort of spawn in. It's a huge, beautiful, incredible place with a little bit of lag every now and again, making those big rings sort of glitch out. You can't actually explore the whole station like that huge building in the middle, but that's what I was sort of talking about, where I hope in the future you will be able to. And also, hopefully in the future, sit down on all the seats. What else do we have on Port Olisar? Well, we can run around here. they have changed what used to be down here. There used to be 3 doors here that didn't lead anywhere. Now it's sort of just a maintenance area and a pillow, because apparently somebody's sleeping over here. Hopefully that, again, will change and lead into the rest of the station in the future. And then once we get over here, this is actually, I believe it's a weapons thing, yeah. So it's a defense area, or is it suits? Yeah, it's suits. So you can come in here and buy all these different suits. So you got the same spacesuits we saw down on the planet. You got some hefty pieces of armor. You got these sort of criminal pieces of armor. And then you got these nifty suits like the one I have here. Actually, I think I own, I own this one, that one, and this one. Yeah. Because you can, now, I guess I should have mentioned, you can earn credits in-game as well. Like the AUEC, you earn that in-game by doing little missions when you fly about. It's pretty damn nifty. We also do have a weapons store over here, just like down on Area 18, Corp. You can go ahead and come up here and buy weapons. Looks like less of a selection, but of course they don't have that many in the game, so it's just a lot of duplicate weapons, and there are even more duplicates down on the planet. Then, of course, like everything else, that'll expand in the future. Let's keep on moving here. Bit fast today, I know, but we gotta get through this because it's already been 18 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna press F on this, and what this actually does is opens this and teleports me into my spacesuit, and my neck is still exposed. I thought they fixed that. My neck shouldn't be exposed anymore. Anyway, that's hopefully gonna be fixed in the future. Anyway, you can see here, danger, spacesuit required. And this says it's pressurized, but this is still spinning like it's doing something. Anyway, if you come in here and go ahead and press this wonderful airlock button without a spacesuit on, it'll kill you. And just for the record, this is what that looks like. Yep. So make sure you actually have your suit on. So there we go. We're now on the outside of Corp Area 18. We're not actually going to jump in a ship right away. I just wanted to show you how this place has changed a little bit and just make sure you guys are aware of the scale because, well, it's still pretty big. And I believe in the past, in the last video I did, there was only one of these pads to spawn on. Well, they've got, or maybe 2. Either way, though, they have now gone ahead. Why am I spinning? Uh-oh. We might be in a lot of trouble. Yep, we're in a lot of trouble. Oh, that's bad. It didn't spawn my jetpack thing on me. Because it's a separate item, sometimes you can spawn without that on you. And I don't think there's a way to equip it, and I'm pretty sure I just don't have it. So I am free-floating now. This is unfortunate. Well, it does mean we can come back out here with a ship proper, I guess. Yeah. Okay, so what we're going to do is Alt Backspace. I think was that it? Yes. Hold Alt Backspace, and it kills you. Yay. And it'll respawn us back inside in a second here. Whoops. That all kind of went bad. I bet you it's because I equipped the suit and then unequipped it elsewhere. It probably didn't exactly go correctly. Let's quickly go ahead, run back downstairs where we were. Yes, nice shoes. Come on, stand up. Get up. There's a mirror in here too. I didn't notice that before. Anyway, let's hop out of the bed. And go ahead and run ourselves downstairs again. And by the way, there is this sort of area over here, but unfortunately the restrooms don't currently work, which is a bit disappointing, but hopefully we'll get those running in the future, because I do like to have, like, full facilities in my games. I just love that. Anyway, let's go down here. Forgive the lag. The game has some serious lag issues when it comes to the server, because apparently it's tied to the actual server in some way, like your frame rate is. Let's go ahead and grab that saber here. By the way, from this panel, I've just run up to it, pressed F. We're going to click on the saber, click request ship. There we go, and it's telling us it's cool, and it's at landing pad 10, and you can follow these signs to get to the landing pad, or you can just follow the sort of thing it shows up. But I love following the signs because, well, let's be honest, it's really cool to follow the signs. Now, let's not forget to put our suit on here. Come on, put the suit on me, put the suit on me, have the jetpack thing. It's still missing the jetpack thing. That's not good. Give me a second here. We're going to run back over to the suit area. And look in here, and you see on these, they all have that little tiny white backpack thing on them. So I should be able to look at you. We'll press F to unequip, and we'll do equip now. It still isn't giving that to us. That's really bad. I'll just put this one on then. See if that works. Equip now. That's not working. Unequip. Okay, back to this. And then equip now. It's not giving it to us. Son of a bitch. Your suits are defective! Come on. Dag. Nav it, and it gave us the ugly one. Damn it. Whatever. Well, unfortunately, it looks like we're just going to have to make sure we don't get out of our ship in any sort of zero gravity because we don't have a functional jetpack on us at the current moment. Just making sure nobody's trying to run in here. I don't want to lock somebody out as they're like, wait, hold the door! Even though it's a very quick pressurization process. Alrighty, and here's our You're just trying to mess with me now, aren't you? Here's our Saber, which has decided that it wanted to land in a very odd way. You can see the edit points are still here, and you can go ahead and edit them here as well, which is very, very cool. Escape doesn't get you out of that. But we're going to leave it as is for the time being, and we're going to try to find our access point. There we go. Press F on that. Unfortunately, you still get teleported up to the ship, like that. But, well, what am I to say? Unfortunately, you still get teleported up to the ship like that whenever you push the interact. I wish they would just open the bloody door and not teleport me up to it. Anyway, there are some changes coming in the future, too, where they're changing your sort of landing and takeoff modes. But for the time being, it's all pretty similar to how it's been in the past. Pretty similar. They're also going to be putting in some faster animations for getting in and out of ships, because some of them are ridiculously slow. Look at this. It's agonizing. Up the stairs. You're just imagining if he's being shot at right now, like... He's like, okay, good. And okay, now imagine him getting shot. He's like, oh god, okay, yep, jump. Hope I don't, something hits me when I'm jumping over. So much better. So let's fly up. I believe, was it in the last video I did? You can see there's that pre and SCM thing there on the bottom left of my center HUD. That there, you can press V when you're moving faster and it'll change up to even faster mode. So we've gone to cruise mode. Now that I'm not holding forward, I'm going to press V. It'll take us back down to standard flight mode and then back to pre-flight mode if I press V again. The game is currently frozen though. Yeah, it's still frozen. Oh, it's back! God, I picked up my phone. It was like a whole 20 seconds there. I didn't think it was coming back. I was just waiting for it to crash. Okay. Righty-ho-ho. Anyway, that's that. They've also changed some of Port Olisar around. Well, I say Port Olisar. Some of the entire layout of this place. I did actually mention earlier they changed Port Olisar. I didn't actually show that because we got our asses kicked by a lack of jetpack. So now we can fly up to it, and I'm just strafing forward. And you can see, as soon as we get closer, and it actually makes more sense to the human eye, the spawn point that we had there, where they originally used to have just one in front of us, is where we came from. They now have 4 of them. So you can see there's tons and tons of spots for ships to spawn in. And you can even spawn in the Starfarer, that one huge ship I did like 3 one-hour videos on touring, looking at all the details in it. Yeah, you can now spawn those in. Pretty damn nifty. As for the actual whole area around this planet, you can see there's all these comm links. There's Yella and Asteroid Air, which is, I believe, where Grim Hex, the new spawn hub, is going to be put in, as well as all these other things, Cryastro services, where you can land and restock your fuel and other things. That does now cost credit, by the way, to repair your ship and restock. That now costs credits. By the way, if you blow your ship up and you want to get it back, just go back to that center console where we got our ship from. You'll be able to get yours there, but there might be a timer there if you've blown it up recently. So you'll have to either wait for that timer or spend credits to get it sooner. Pretty cool system, actually. I quite like the implementation of it. Also, it's a bit hard to navigate this whole area because now some stuff is actually on the other side of the planet. They've gone ahead and moved it all about. So you'll sometimes end up having to, like, if we want to go to that security post right there, which is an FPS thing, which I've done pretty much nothing of, pardon me, you can go ahead and now jump to something like that. And the way you jump is, well, you press B to go into quantum mode and F to go ahead and make your jump. And away you go. It's pretty damn cool. And there we go. You see outside of comm link range because, well, now they've actually implemented a sort of pirate system as well. So you can be a bad guy. Oh, there's a pirate right there, actually. Okay. So let's have a little combat here. Hopefully I won't be too terrible at it. How am I missing? Oh, there we go. There's a hit. Let's zoom in. Come on. There. Come on, there's a hit. I am wasting ammo on this gun, though. And you can see combat is pretty much the same as always. They haven't changed too much of that. Maybe a few little tweaks here and there. There we go, he's taking some damage. He's firing back now. And let's go ahead and get our hand on the throttle and not hit him. Oh god, I said not hit him, not slam right into him. Jesus, there's a missile inbound right there. Let's just burst under it. It'll probably miss us. Let's take out this other little pirate guy right here. And I've zoomed in just with mouse scroll wheel to be able to... Woo, that was close. That missile's still inbound. I don't really want to waste a flare on it, so let's just... Yeah, there we go. Boost a little bit. And what we actually did right now was just a job, believe it or not, because there's a job to reactivate this outlink. Because remember we got that message that said you're outside of comlink range? Well, that job's still there. Thing is, if you want to be a pirate, you can now actually go ahead and fly into these and shut them down. So people, actual legitimate people, are now the ones often coming out to these and shutting them down. And the higher the wanted level, in the past, the different suits you'd actually end up on. By the way, I hate the pre-system sometimes because it can be a bit finicky. Like some ships, like the M50, has great acceleration forward, so even in pre-mode, it just floors you forward at like 20 meters per second or something horrifying like that. Oh no, I'm an idiot hole. Fuck. No, it's really glitched now. I'm not even in the suit at all. God dang it. Anyway, your objective here is to fly inside, I think I've shown that before, and go ahead and turn that thing back on. When you do that, you are given, God almighty, you're giving about 3,000, I think it's credits for that. We can actually go ahead, and we'll get back in the first person. We'll do an F1. This brings up your Moby class. And in this, and it's sort of skewed right now because we're drifting, but we can do, I think it's Scheduler, which will have all the jobs. Oh god, they're up there to the left. That's okay, hold on. Let's see if we can change our spin here. Just gently now change our spin so we can get our head cocked another way. There. No, right there. Aha! Now, no, stop leaning. Right there. Nope. Still leaned. God dang it! Stop it! There we go. That's much better. So now you can see, this is such a silly thing, but you can see that it's basically these repair array missions where you must repair it, and there you go, it'll give you 1,000 AUEC for doing that. Pretty cool. There's also this PI wanted thing, which I think I've done before, where you can go ahead and investigate an abandoned place, as well as there's public enemy, which is hunt down other players, security guard post, which is something to do with that PvP area I was talking about, and I think there's still also the... yeah, you can go to the ICC Assist, the probe, where it'll send you on missions and fling you about. It's all pretty cool, and all of those things now give you credits, or a wanted level if you shut this thing down. Unfortunately, I can't show much because my game is bugged, and I think I'd have to restart it to properly show you guys me actually going in there and pushing the buttons, but I'm pretty sure I've done that before, and not too much has changed with that. Pretty nifty, though, and I love those ICC Assist missions where you go out to the probe and the woman's like, "Hi, I need your help. Could you go check this out?" And usually there's a pirate out there or some stolen luggage or something, and it's very, very cool. Anyway, guys and gals, that's going to be it for today because we're drifting here and we can't do diddly squat, and I don't feel like respawning, and, well, almost every mission actually requires you to get out of your ship in some way in a zero-gravity environment, and I get the feeling that's not going to work for me today. I could restart my game, but I'm not in the mood. Anyway, guys and gals, that is it. Thank you a bunch for watching, and I'll be back with some more Star Citizen, Space Engineers, and all that good stuff in the future. And of course, you know, Star Citizen does have its new 2.5 coming out soon with Grim Hex, which I cannot wait to explore. It's so damn pretty. And then, of course, 2.7 sometime in the future is going to actually be adding procedural planets, apparently, which is even going to change the way some ships fly in atmosphere. Not a whole lot, but a bit. Oh boy, I'm excited. Anyway, guys and gals, thanks a bunch for watching, and I shall see you all next time. Ta-ta. It's still an alpha game. It's going to have issues.